Okay, guys. Welcome to Stealing for Survival, Episode 8, Stirring the Pot. It's been a... I looked at it today, guys, and, it looks like Chris is green. Oh, no, blue screen now. Purple screen. Anyhow. I looked at it. We only played, like, twice in April. Not at all in May. And it was, like, the very first week of April, very last week of April. So I'm hoping that this gets us back on track and that we start to have a good time because we're actually here as opposed to having a good time because we're not here. And we'll see how that goes. So I guess we should do some introductions. I will be running the show and doing what these guys make me do because that's what a Dungeon Master does. Okay. Other than that, let me start in the lower left corner of everybody's screen with John Millington, a philanthropist, and comic guy.
Well, I'm playing Jay Firebigger tonight, our resident cleric of Jada. And as Travis said, I'm a partner in Jersey's Cards and Comics, and I also have a publishing company, Conquest Publishing. We just launched our 2 websites, so hopefully things are starting to look up.
You got some links you could throw up?
ConquestUniverse.com and ConquestProduction.com.
Okay, if you like, feel free to put them into the Twitch chat. Let's move on to Robert in the upper left. Robert Turk is a game designer, a voice actor, and a guy who can waddle on command.
I didn't hear that last part.
It's probably best, yeah, but I didn't know you could do that with your eyebrows, too. You, did the wave with your eyebrows.
Now you've messed me up. Now I can't think of it. I can't think they do that. Yeah, so hi, I'm Robert. I am playing the guy. He's a giantish thing. I forget what they're called.
Galax.
Travis's world. Galax. He's a Galax. He's big and he's dumb.
He's awesome.
And that's the guy. Me, personally, I have Wicked Clever Games. And, yeah, you can check that out.
Okay, and then the little teeny head in the upper right-hand corner of your screen is... or the floating head. It looks like you're wearing a cape tonight, Aaron. And Aaron is a sci-fi writer and a master engineer. Social engineer. Well, he works on ACs and people.
Yeah, that's it. Hi, I'm Aaron. I play Mogget, who is a wizard.
Very good. Great introduction. Moving on.
That's it.
And then in the lower right, we have Chris Hall, who plays Kavlon, our drunken monk. And here's to being a drunken anything. You want to give us a little more about yourself and your character? Or do you just want to drink and move on?
I'm Chris. I play the drunken monk.
He's actually get better and better.
He was raised in seclusion in a monastery, but he has this real fetish for knowing everything about mages for some reason. We're still trying to figure that shit out. We think it's just the booze talking, but we're not sure. And then there's his character, too. Okay, so I guess we'll get on with this. I don't think we have anybody in our viewership at the moment. And you know what? Let me do this. Make sure your guys' volume is raised up equivalent to mine. So it's been a few weeks since Caravan Day, with the launch of spring and the caravan coming into town and all that good stuff, where Chris got some information about the mysterious brew artifact that he's looking to create. This would be part of his fascination with mages, I guess, if they're drinking mages.
I am dwarf. I like to drink. A monk. We make booze. It's good time all around.
Oh, I guess I should throw this warning out in the very beginning. I have bad weather rolling in, so if everything suddenly cuts out, give it a minute, see if it comes back. If it doesn't, then we'll call it a night. But I was looking outside, because you know that distant airy rush you hear when a tornado is coming? I heard something like that. I want to make sure it was tires on the road or my air conditioner working as opposed to like a tornado half a mile away. But I don't think there's tornadoes in the area. If there is...
My friend's house near missed the one that went through Dayton.
Well,
Like, her barn and her neighbor's house leveled.
Was there
Her
a
house,
neighbor
fine. There are
home?
no trees above 8 feet left in her entire neighborhood.
Interesting. It's I will ask the viewers this: if you do see on camera a tornado roll through, clip that shit for me. Appreciate it. It's yeah.
The insurance is sticklers for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 17 last week, I think it was, in Ohio.
Tornadoes or clips?
Tornadoes. Yeah, we spent an hour and a half the night it hit Dayton, Ohio, and then trying to jump Columbus and landed again about 10 miles from my house. Hour and a half that night in the basement.
Yeah, tornadoes don't even want to visit Columbus.
Yep.
Okay, so let's move forward here with the game then, now that we know that Travis might die a horrible yet humorous death.
Well, if the pig flies through the window to hit you, that's humorous.
Only if he
Hey,
hits me with his
I
hip
think
bump.
one person died in all that mess.
Well, that's a bit of an underachiever, isn't it?
A lot of people were injured, but only one person died.
Maybe that one that died is an overachiever then.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly now feel bad about talking about the dead.
Really?
We're gonna look up and make sure they were doing something stupid and deserved it.
I want to make it clear that at my funeral, I would love to have a roast of me because I plan to be cremated, plus roasts are funny.
Okay, now, just to clarify, you want to be dead when you're cremated, or that be the result leading to your death?
You know, I think that's a whole Talk of the Tavern episode as a topic of which would be funnier.
Okay.
Or cremate you during your funeral, so you're on a giant spit like a pig and literally being roasted?
I'd have to insist you tie my legs and arms down so they just don't flop into the fire every time they turn me.
Honestly, that's the most humorous result there.
It would be, but...
Okay.
But you got to get the rotation right, otherwise the spin doesn't work.
I think Robert's trying to get us back on track. Yes, Robert?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm going
Oh.
to derail you even more because the guy that died was 81 years old. His name was Melvin. And he died because the tornado picked up a car and sent it through his house.
Did he catch it?
Well, no.
Evidently, he did.
What a cool way to die, then.
Well, no, the most impressive part about this is the fact that he was 81 and named Melvin, because no 21-year-old is named Melvin now.
Is that an auto insurance claim, or is that a house insurance claim?
Or a
Yeah,
Life insurance claim.
Or life insurance, yeah. Wow.
All
Death
three.
insurance. Wow.
It depends if you live in
I think
Florida
they're
or
taking
not.
the act of God clause one.
Yeah, who knew God could act? Anyhow. I mean, besides Morgan Freeman. Or Alanis Morissette. Or George Burns. Which one was your favorite God?
Morgan Freeman.
Does anybody remember
Come to-
George Burns as
come to
God?
Oh, I remember George Burns.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
come to think of it, Bill Cosby played the devil way back when.
Did he? Chris, what were you
Yeah.
saying? Because we cut you off, man.
Yeah, no, I would have to go with Morgan Freeman. And Alanis Morissette would be a close second.
What about you, John?
I don't watch movies.
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, it's three
Chris
different movies
Hemsworth.
dating from the late 70s to, I guess, 10 years ago, the third one.
Oh.
They're not in a series either. One is Oh God with George Burns. Another one is Evan Almighty and Bruce Almighty, which had Morgan Freeman as God, and then Dogma, which is a Jay and Silent Bob movie, where
I feel
Alanis
that
Morissette
Morgan
played
Freeman
God.
did more than just that.
Because Selma Hayek was the muse.
Morgan Freeman played God in more than those two movies?
I could be wrong.
George Burns did too, oh God.
He did. There was 3 of them. Was he not in the third one?
I don't remember a third one.
The third one
But
bombed.
there might have been a third one.
It was horrible. Nobody remembers
Who
it.
played God in Time Bandits?
John Cleese?
Yes.
I guess I'm fortunate that I missed all of those then.
No,
Oh
not
yes,
necessarily.
yes you are.
Okay, let's move on though with the game. Speaking of gods, I'm the dungeon master.
It was Ralph Richardson.
Can I have a Dr. Pepper?
It's a Mountain Dew. I just played it for Andrea like last week because she had never seen it. Ralph Richardson was who?
In Time Bandits.
Oh, he played God?
Played God.
Okay. By the way, speaking of God, I did watch the first episode of Good Omens on Amazon Prime.
Oh, we finished
Me
today.
too.
You finished it? Okay.
My roommates are watching it now.
Okay. Okay.
Very, very good series.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It's I'll see the rest of it soon, and we'll talk about it, to interrupt the game next time. Okay, we are going to take a break at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Andrea may be joining us mid-show where I'll have to readjust the cameras. Let's get rolling. I don't know if he's yawning or happy that Andrea is showing up. We're just
We're
relieved.
happy that we're getting on with the game.
Yeah, I was just saying relieved
Let's
that we
do it.
finally fucking moving forward. Okay. I also want to remind all of our viewers that as of Wednesday, the channel name will be changing to Travis Tavern Talk, tying in the old Talk of the Tavern name as well as the new one, and just making that better all around. Okay, so it was a couple weeks ago, as I said, the caravan came through and you guys hung out with all those cool people. So this week, you've been busy for 2 weeks rebuilding a few of the things that happened with the cockatrices and basilisks, and I'm just curious, what a real quick 3 minutes out of the meeting where people were deciding what to do with the citizens that were turned into statues. So let's just set the scene. You're in the nameless pub, which is actually called Boxy's Box this week. And there's a big hubbub as everybody's shouting back and forth of break them up, decorate the town with them, put them in a closet because they're creepy to look at. And
Gnome Garden.
Oh, there you go. Moggets yells out, Gnome Garden!
How many people was this? 'Cause
17.
I didn't think they made it to the town.
There was people on the outskirts and stuff.
That they got caught in it.
Right.
In.
And some cockatrices did get past you guys. It was a lot of cockatrices.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
What
we
were
could
they?
try and turn them back. Get some
What?
antidote going.
That sounds expensive.
Did anyone important get turned to stone?
Nobody
Well,
you
we're
like.
all here, so no.
I think we put them in the graveyard.
What? No, that's disrespectful.
10 minutes
You
later,
put
the
put
argument
'em
is
in the
still
graveyard.
raging about if you put them in the graveyard, do you need a tombstone or do you just hang a sign on the person after you stand them in the graveyard?
Yeah,
Just a
that's
sign.
number 2. You paint their name on a. We get a little badge and we paint their name on the badge.
I actually agree with that. No, you
it
don't need a
says,
badge. You just
"I-
paint their name across.
Name is.
Paintbrush right across chest.
I don't know.
No, I
I'm
had-
kind of liking Garden Gnome, though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, their
That's
own
to say,
little
"Hi,
garden.
My name is.
Make them have, like, tea party in little garden.
But it's not like
Occasionally move them around.
Just to freak out the other people who don't know you moved them?
Right.
Ooh, we could put them in a dress shop. And put a hat on them and wigs, and they can show off the latest fashions.
How are they going to get their vitamin D then?
They don't need it. They're dead.
No, they're not dead.
Somebody else can slip them the D once in a while inside.
I don't think so.
So,
We could put them at edge of town and in all the roads where they come in and be like, this is what happens if you try to come into our town.
I like. That's a good one.
see, that's very reasonable. It's remember, it is a different kind of world now where ideas like that aren't necessarily offensive because now they're serving a purpose even in death. They're guarding the town.
You could give them a sword and paint their face really scary.
Right.
Nothing from Jaith, huh?
I'm waiting for them to get done. I can have 17 followers constantly in the church.
I mean, if they're standing up, you put them in the back.
And as we get donations in the church, if we get enough to bring the one person back, we'll take care of it. It won't be so expensive then.
It could be like voting them onto the island.
There you go.
Yeah. Which one you like the best? We bring them back. And if we need more, because nobody goes to your church anyway, if you start to feel lonely, we just get a cockatrice and make more.
You're already wrong. Nobody goes to my church anyway.
But you do.
To the Church of Jonathan.
He gets beer in church. Everyone goes to
Of
Jonathan.
course.
No. You know what? Let's put them in the church, okay? And then later on, we'll friggin'...
They can
We can,
guard the
always,
church.
we can sneak in like, what is it? Not manacles, but legical. I just took them to the bottom.
I don't think they're going anywhere.
I'm okay.
Once they're in.
No. But when people visit the church, they can go, oh, maybe I will pray, and maybe I will make good donations, and then...
Oh, yeah. See, and Jonathan is the god of earth, the element of earth and stone.
Yes.
So,
This is what we call an object lesson and an incentive.
These were the folks that didn't give their tithing.
and now they hold your coat all day long. Okay.
How many are there?
17.
17.
And there is an argument of the naked woman and man who are having sex when they got turned to stone. Who gets that? And
Now we put those
Blasphemers.
over the fireplace in Moggy's bar.
it's by the way, the little hairs on the butt break right off when you move that one. But anyhow, it's,
Well,
So they're not dwarves.
We can put some as guards since they're 17, some in church, some in graveyard, and the rest can have tea party in garden.
We become a part of the interior
Well,
decorators.
With 17, we can meet everybody.
Or exterior decorators.
there we go. So anyhow, as I said, it's a couple weeks after the last thing. The caravan has left a couple weeks ago. Life has moved forward as it will, and these statues are distributed about town in various things. One in particular keeps being moved from place to place, and nobody will take credit for it. So, what is that,
I
Robert?
did it.
He did it.
But Guy takes credit for it. I have used an
He
ET.
said he was lonely.
I used an ET figurine as a miniature for a demon at one point in time because it was that much larger than the regular figures and looked weird anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it worked out.
Any word from the bandits outside of town
Ah, Warlord
during
Tulad.
that time?
Or Talud, sorry.
No, we'll call him
he said
Salad.
I'm
We'll just
pooping
mess up
about
his name.
There we go. And you can say
Saying
it
I'm
backwards
pooping
and
about
suddenly it's dilute.
Oh.
Let's go get the dilute.
do have little statue.
So, to answer your question there, John, there has been talk and sightings, but they have not showed up at town. You know, like the odd farmstead raided, everybody killed, burned, then raped, or whatever the case might be. It's but no, you have not. They have not come to town at this point in time. But
Because we sent him poop in a bag.
you did. It's how you do. And give me a
Did we
sec.
though?
We is a broad term for me.
Yeah, but you sent his minion the other way. We never really sent him poop back.
With the merchants that were going,
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
sent him poop in a bag. And money.
Okay. So yesterday, last night, it was actually about dinner time, so not quite night. One of the scouts returned. Now, there have been problems in Old Dunstan. You know, there's always problems in Old Dunstan that you guys hear about and don't really have to deal with because they're small problems. And about a week ago, a hole appeared. It was a hole probably 3-4 feet across. Well, the scout returned. Oh, and about 3-4 feet deep. The scout returned today going, this thing is huge. It has swallowed like 2 city blocks. Yes, Aaron?
Quick question: is it a vertical hole or a horizontal hole in the ground?
As in a tunnel? You mean a tunnel?
No. Like, is it a sinkhole or is it a hole in the sky?
Oh, no, in the ground.
Because how we handle them are two different things. Because if it's a hole in the ground, it's a low priority. If it's a black hole in the air, bigger problem.
Well, it is
Well,
a
I have a
hole in...
solution for neither of them. So
Well, you're a dwarf. You can handle a hole in the ground.
I don't step in it.
Right. We put a sign up.
Don't step in a dark hole either.
Right.
It's really, it works for both, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
It is a hole in the ground. It's about 2 city blocks across and about 3 city blocks deep.
Sounds like a self-solving problem.
And there are things in it.
Okay,
Kind
people.
of things in it.
The scout
Dark,
didn't
scary
stick
thing.
around, but he would say a couple dozen things. They're humanoid, but definitely not human. And it smells like rotten eggs, and there's heat
Chuds.
emanating from the hole.
Chuds.
Yeah, that's dwarf.
I think it is more demon than dwarf.
No, he said rotting egg and humanoid, but not human.
Chud. Carnivorous humanoid underground dwellers.
Has the incidents like this occurred in the past in different locales?
Everybody can give me a knowledge roll there.
So, wisdom or intelligence?
Intelligence.
I rolled an 11, so
Yeah.
Well, Kavlon doesn't get out much, Chris, so...
That's a 3.
19.
4 for Bagai, 19 for Jath, and what do we got for Moggets?
I'm looking at.
Probably 15.
Moggets,
16.
the friendly wizard. Aaron,
That
did
is a 17.
you... Oh, okay.
Yep. And remember where my damn character sheet was.
I was thinking you're just really bad at math tonight.
No. I just didn't know where my shit was.
It's in the bag. On its way to the warlord.
With the gold and the head.
With the gold. Yeah.
It's, Okay, so I'm sorry, 17 and 19, correct? You guys have heard of things like this before, especially in Truod-ridden areas, since they tend to be underground dwellers also. A lot of times they'll open up portals underground, and it sucks away part of the ground. And you end up with a hole that demons come spilling out of like a reversed anthill.
Yeah, it smells more like Truod than a dwarf or a Rokaran. So,
I don't know. It might have been Taco Tuesday.
well,
Lefty will point out tacos don't smell like rotten eggs. Tacos smell like fetid beef. There's a
Sorry. Breakfast burritos.
That's just ridiculous. Nobody would do that.
Dwarfs.
It's rude to call them dwarves. That is a derogatory racial term. They prefer Rokaran or little people.
Okay, no. Nobody likes to be called a little people. How are you supposed to distinguish them from Filipinos?
Filipinos went extinct 35,000 years ago.
These
It's
are-
pretty easy.
They're really little people, like tiny people.
well, I guess we're packing it up and going out to a hole.
Yeah, we go look at a hole.
Yeah, I guess we can go investigate hole.
You don't
I take
have
a
to.
burrito.
You guys are obsessed with whole.
Hey, I say we go and try and find booze monastery mages up north in mountains, but you know, that's just me.
There is that.
I'm up for that.
Da.
Wait,
We could get fun
they-
booze creating thing for bar.
We can just abandon hole. Go this way, away from Demon Hole.
Who knows? Maybe hole stay same size and not get any bigger while we're gone.
I'm not. Hey, I'm not judging. I don't like demons either. We could go kill bandits away from here.
I mean, we could just go look at demon hole. Maybe throw rock at demon hole.
Poke Demon
And
Hole
go
with stick.
mountain?
I think the adventure is Demon Hole.
Oh, no.
I mean that.
I want to
That's
make
what
it.
it said on the title.
I want to make it clear, guys. You're always welcome to divert the whole game in a different direction. Absolutely, you do not have to follow the breadcrumbs I'm dropping. It's so if you guys are like, screw this,
but-
we're hunting a warlord, or screw this, we're going to find drunken mages in the mountains. Absolutely,
But they
go
are
that way.
tasty breadcrumbs, though.
They are
If we
breadcrumbs.
don't deal with
So-
Demon Hole, and it eats our town.
There is a good chance of that, considering demons are,
Well, that was gonna be my next question. From the scout, how long was it between the two times that he went and saw the hole? Like, did he go in one day and the hole was only
8
the
days.
3 feet wide and 4 feet deep or whatever, and then went back the next day and it was
8 8 days.
8
Some
days.
tall is circular, right?
Approximately circular, not perfectly.
Just like this discussion, us Rokarans, we said, well, let's go out to the hole, and then everybody goes, well, no, let's not do that. So we said, let's go north, and now we want to go back to the hole because we want to go
just
north
chicken
now.
shit, Moggy. Don't listen. Hit him on the head. Drag him with.
It was actually
Okay.
Cavlon that suggested
I'm
it.
cool with whatever. I'm merely pointing out that everybody goes, yeah, let's go friggin' do the monk stuff. I'm like, okay, let's do the monk stuff.
So let's go to the hole.
Pack it up. Let's go.
I'm not doing monks.
Quick show of hands.
No.
Who wants to go to the dirty little hole?
Oh,
All right, let's go to hole first.
Peer pressure wins.
We take care of dirty hole, then we go find drunk monastery and booze mages.
You should never
Welcome
put
to-
your
welcome
road
to
Karen
the
in a
hole.
hole that smells like sulfur. Ever. I'm sorry, you're a little guy. Okay, so you guys pack it up, and as I said, it was last evening this guy came in, so you're leaving bright and early first thing in the morning. Not that the Rokarans need that kind of light, but you do have a... Robert, does your Galax have, like, night vision, dark vision, ultra vision, infrared vision?
I don't think so.
Eurovision.
Technivision? No, that's Technicolor. Never mind.
Does not look like it, but
No.
It'd be in the same box with
Perfect.
your like passive perception and things. It would say dark vision if you had dark vision.
Oh, down with senses? Nope, nothing's there.
Yep.
Okay, and Andrea just messaged.
Yeah, it's no sense. This.
Let me just send
Okay,
her.
scroll past where it says, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life. Screw this, I hate my life. And you should get to what the important part.
Are you talking to me about Andrea or just them about the
Yes.
game?
Oh.
Yeah, I said scroll past that.
Well, I was asking her if she's joining us, and she says not this time, so I told her no demon hole for you.
That's
thought-
funny. That's
I thought he was reading a fortune cookie for a second.
Okay, so you guys head out. Make sure you guys know what you're carrying with you, and oh, Robert caught somebody's eye. It's well done there, Robert. So yeah, make sure it's written down on your character sheet if you're bringing it, and that way I know what the demons loot off your body when they kill you. And you guys head into Old Dunstan.
We're not taking the wagon this time.
No wagon. What about
No
Forest 2, which you called Wooded Glen?
No.
No
We're not
Wooded.
taking the donkeys. We're not taking the wagon.
So, the wagon ride takes us 2 hours to get there.
There's
Does
no.
that mean it's gonna
There's no
take
wagon.
even longer? Like, what's the walking time gonna be?
Oh, well, frankly, a wagon pulled by a donkey goes the same speed as you walking, if not slightly slower, dodging potholes and shit in the street.
Great.
But I'm not walking.
How do you travel, pray tell there, Aaron?
By a wagon being pulled by a donkey.
No, last time you got the donkeys killed. We don't need a wagon to go to a hole. The wagon fall in the hole. We now have to buy a new wagon.
I stopped 50 feet before the hole.
Well, he's wagon. If he says no wagon, then we walk.
Do we need a wagon? Why
So
we need a
guy,
wagon?
I would like to rent a wagon and a donkey.
I don't know. I mean, you're going to budget rental wagon?
Well, I rented from your boss.
Oh no, she's dead.
Oh, I'd like to rent it from you.
Lefty would like
got
to
this nice
suggest
shiny-
perhaps you just make a big backpack so you can ride on the guy's back.
He's a clot.
Yeah, but he usually falls
Wait,
forward. You'll
didn't
probably
we
be
actually
okay.
Do that?
What's that?
Remember getting a backpack that we could do that with?
Yeah, wasn't it for like Lolly though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't it
Yes.
Rokaran size, not
Oh,
Malgit size?
It's written on my sheet. Backpack big enough for a dwarf.
Hey, that's racist.
It
Quite
was.
accurate.
It wasn't so bad till they started wearing spurs while in the backpack.
Yeah.
You could handle the
but
riding
you're not a
crop. It was
dwarf.
kind of exciting, but the spurs.
You're a wizard. We can take the damn wagon. It's fine.
Now, are you pulling the wagon or are you bringing a donkey?
We'll bring the donkey. New donkey.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell Margit it's on you if this donkey dies.
Well,
You're
the donkey
going to
died.
put the dead donkey on him?
I'm burying him with a dead donkey on top. in a compromising position.
Like
I
the
have to look
statues.
at ass eyes.
So, you
Well,
guys,
follow me.
you guys head into Old Dunstan. Who's driving the wagon?
Not me.
I'm driving if it's the. I mean,
But do you tend to walk in front leading the donkey, or do you sit on the buckboard?
I walk with the donkeys.
Okay. Who's on the buckboard? I really need to know who's on the buckboard. Chris, what about your character?
I guess it's
Awesome.
me.
Perfect.
So, Moggits, you're in the...
Muggets is riding in the back.
Right, sitting cross-legged, all Doctor Strange looking with your red cape.
Why is my cape red?
Because
With the blood of my enemies?
This is racist.
Because you left your brown pants at home?
Why would I leave my brown pants at home?
Could somebody
you had
wash them and they're
red
white again? So, okay, sitting in the back, all meditating and stuff.
Yeah, meditating.
Now, what about the priest? Is the priest walking in the back meditating on the buckboard next to the other row carrier, or holding the hand of the...
walking.
You're walking.
Yeah, it's healthy to walk.
In front or behind the wagon? Or beside?
I'll be behind the wagon.
Okay.
No, don't walk behind a donkey.
I'm
Dumb.
behind the wagon.
Okay. Good enough. So, it's a
Just
long...
ignore my chanting.
I'm doing it on a subvocal level. It's throat singing. Okay. So, it's a long, arduous, tough journey. Takes about 2 hours and you arrive at the edge of the hole. You smelled it before you saw it. Then you saw it, and then you felt the heat emanating off of it. I'm sorry, I'll need more bourbon before we go into the hole.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it is like it swallowed 2 square city blocks. And as you go closer, stop me if you're not going closer, because I'm assuming you're going forward for a better look to see what's in the hole.
Well,
We're gonna
why don't we
stop
tie
the
up that wagon back there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And go forward on foot.
Maybe like 100 feet from the hole. Stop the wagon and tie him to a hitching post.
Do we see anybody else out there anywhere?
You
Any activity other
did
than the hole?
not.
Okay.
I mean, when you first entered the town, for the first 45 minutes, you might have saw the odd raccoon scurrying for cover as you came along. It's being early in the morning, he's just doing a last bit of scavenging before heading for his little hovel. His little raccoon hovel. He's got flowers and nice wallpaper, but it's not much.
Yes, they do.
But, maybe a stray dog here and there. But as you went further in, less and less, till by the time where you're at, where you can smell the hole, see the hole, and feel the heat rolling out of the hole, there's not even the sound of insects in the air.
Wait, say that again?
No
No
bugs.
insect sounds.
No bugs.
So it is eerily quiet, is what you're saying.
Oh no. There's that dull rumble and throbbing sound.
And crackling?
Not at this point. It's, but, yeah, there is the smell, and,
I'm going to stealthily sneak up to the edge of the hole.
excellent. Give me a stealthily, sneakily roll.
13.
That's one surprise roll.
The hole is in the shape of a O of surprise when you get to it. Exactly. So, the monk, after tying up the donkey, darts away dodging behind a pole, and then a broken barrel, and then a hitching post, and then to the side of a building, creeping along behind the trough, and then darts across the street.
On my
Now-
tippy toes with little puffs of dust following behind me.
And you can barely hear the far left part of the piano diddly 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 when he runs. Yeah, it's left. Anyhow, what are you guys doing as he darts away from you?
Watching him.
Okay,
Hey, yeah.
Moggets, watching?
I will watch for the moment.
Big guy?
Yeah, I'm not rushing forward yet.
Okay.
Slowly preparing
back.
a spell.
Yeah, I'll pull out my battle axe.
Okay. So considering everybody's starting to prepare, I'll assume everybody's preparing something, so free actions are freed up, if you will. Kavlon. You want to go all the way to the edge of the hole?
I will stop like 5 feet from the edge of the hole and listen and see what I hear.
Okay. Well, when you're 5 feet from the edge of the hole, you can pretty much see quite a bit of the hole. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, but if you said it was like, 2 city blocks deep, that's like,
no,
I'm not going to see very far into the hole.
across 2 city blocks across.
Didn't you say that many deep?
I said more. I said 3 or 4 city blocks deep.
Yeah, so I'm not going to see that far into the hole.
On the opposite side, you'll be able to see down quite a bit.
Imagine you're on a 10-story building and you're 5 feet from the edge of the building. How
Okay,
far
fine,
down can you
fine.
see? Because it's not 10, or it's not 3 or 4 stories deep. It's 3 or 4 city blocks deep. Now, city
That's
blocks were
deep.
smaller back then. But anyhow, probably about
It's
200
still
feet
light
deep.
outside.
Yeah, it's still light. It's 9 or 10 in the morning because you guys left at the crack of dawn. So, yes, you get to the edge. You can see, not, like I said, straight down into the hole. You're not at the edge. You're not worried about it crumbling under your feet. The smell of sulfur and other stenches rolling across you. You can see
Unwashed
unwashed what?
dwarf.
So you're just okay. So Bagai sees you, and what you see is, it's a spiral down, and you can see reddish figures with blotches of gray. You're unsure of its clothing at this distance or whatever. And the reason you're unsure, because you should be able to see them clearly, them only being a couple city blocks away, the air is moving with the heat. Like when you're standing on asphalt in the summer and you can see, everything's kind of waving with the humidity and the heat. And they seem to be digging out a road, a walkway around the edge, kind of smoothing it out so it's a spiral down as opposed to just random rocky crap that they got to climb up and down.
Okay.
You can see red cracks in the side walls and the rock, and this is why you don't hear crackling of fire. That may be magma.
Liquid hot magma. I see. Then I will get a little closer and actually peer down the hole.
Okay,
But, staying low so that,
right.
stealthily so no one sees me.
Right. It's, you creep to the edge of the hole. Looking down, you see the exact same thing as that's on the other side, just, different.
Can I see the bottom?
Yes. It's about 200 feet down. And the very bottom, you would guess probably 30, 40 feet across. At the very bottom, it is just a black pit that just keeps going.
Interesting. How many figures estimated if I like looked around, like, you know, a handful, 10, 20, or like 100 plus figures working on this like spiral road thing?
You would guess about 2 to 3 score at a quick count.
Okay. Then I will sneakily return to everyone and relay all of this information that I just saw. Hey guys, so this
Wedding,
thing, exposition. What do we want to do?
How long do you think it's before they'll finish this? To get up here, the road.
How far up did they look like they were in the spiral?
All the way. They're just smoothing it and making it nicer.
Interesting.
But the road itself is essentially all the way up to the top.
Gotcha.
It's just very rough. I mean, you couldn't take your wagon down there. How about that?
But they're preparing it so that you could take a wagon down nice.
Right. Or up.
Or up.
It's a highway from hell instead of a highway to hell.
We can always go find a nice, huge, round boulder and just roll it down it.
It's like those
Yeah, I like
gumball
that
machines
idea.
that you drop
That's
the
a
quarter in and they go...
We can go down the hole.
Let's do that.
I
So does
was
this road
jesting.
connect to our road?
No, I use the term
Going off
road
in another
loosely in this
direction.
case. It's
It
a...
comes out of the hole. Is what
Right.
it does.
No, I know that, but like, so it comes out of the hole, and then where does it go? This path.
It just reaches the surface, and there's actually 3 different roads that come up. It's not just one road. It's
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So it's like an invasion thing.
could
They're
be.
just gonna swarm
Could be a
out.
nice vacation spot, a little cooler than the Abyss. Hard to say, without interviewing a few people.
Are there troops in the area that could assist?
No,
Man,
but there's a warlord.
yeah, sure there is. And there's a giant tree too.
There is.
There's it.
Hmm.
I think we should look around the town and see if there are red guys living here now.
I'm not quite getting your logic. Red guys
Well,
living there
because we
now?
don't want to go down in the hole where it's hot and stinky if they're already up here.
Oh, all right.
Like, deal with the guys up here first so they're not behind us. They're like basic military strategy.
Well, I'll basically follow you into wherever you'd like to start.
Straight into hell. In the long run, possibly.
All right, big guy, lead the way. Find us your red people.
That's
In the
great
hole.
saying that in a Russian accent.
Find us the reds, those commie bastards.
And I think it's great, Robert, how somehow you've got to lead the team now.
They're following me. Yeah, I mean,
Because we're not following the other part that whatever you were talking about. So go ahead.
The hole opened up in the town, right? So
Correct.
there's like buildings missing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it essentially probably started as a sinkhole. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I did go into what Jathan and Moggets had heard via rumors about other things like this previously. Okay. Making sure that you guys had that information. So yeah, Robert, it probably started as a sinkhole type situation, but yeah, buildings collapsed and swallowed. Some of the materials from the buildings, Kavlon will confirm, has been used to shore up or brace or used as tools to dig out more certain areas, etc. And
So
Kavlon...
I just want to check.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Kavlon, from what you've seen, the roads aren't going to be terribly smooth. They are probably not rolling out a bunch of wagons. They're just getting them smooth enough that you don't actually have to climb to get up them. But it's still going to be a steep incline with 3 of these going up, even though it's 2 city blocks wide at the mouth of the hole. It's not going to be a gentle slope. Go ahead, Robert.
I just want to check a couple of the buildings at the edge of the hole and make sure it doesn't look like they are moving in or have a command post up here, like looking around for signs that they have been lived in, or obviously like these demon guys walking around on in the city level.
So basically, within a block away of the hole, kind of peek in all the doorways and buildings, etc. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a tracking roll too to see if there's any of their footprints and stuff around.
Excellent.
Scouted around.
Now, I'm doing this in a huge block here, guys. No pun intended, not as in a city block, just as in I'm doing a couple rolls to cover a lot of territory, so bear with me here. John, let's have you do your tracking roll first so I can incorporate that in any results that we get when you all will roll perception in a moment.
My survival roll is 18.
Okay, very good roll. Everybody else just give me a perception roll. Don't worry about the difficulty number. Basically, the higher, the more you'll notice.
Perception. Dirty 20.
Okay. A 5. Very good.
That dice is being retired for the rest of the night.
Uh, 13.
13. Okay, and John, your perception?
Oh. Perception. Yeah. 27.
Oh, wow. Very impressive.
I roll a natural 20. And
Very good.
wisdom base, so.
So, all of you notice some stuff. Robert, what your guy notices is that they keep coming out of the hole to get more supplies now and then. They'll send out about a group of 6 to 8 creatures who stand about 4 foot tall, and as I said, they're red, and they have like what looks like scabby patches of gray on them. They are anatomically correct. Their genitals are not normal. And they vary. These don't seem like uniform type creatures that are everyone the same. You know, like one had 3 tentacle penises, the other one just had a fucking bullhorn sticking out of his junk. But he had huge testicles. It was crazy. Anyhow,
That's
I
not
mean,
a
just like
cloaca.
pendulous and leathery, and you swear you can smell it from there. But anyhow, you see groups of these things coming out, gathering more materials. That's what you were seeing. This is why you didn't notice this other stuff. And going up from there, with your tracking, you definitely notice there have been tracks into town. It doesn't look like they've gone more than 2 or 3 blocks in, and usually it seems like they're aiming for something very specific. You see tracks of barrels that have been rolled back, John, as well as the occasional wagon or whatever, and the wagon looks heavy the way the tracks are set. So they probably loaded it with something and brought it back. Going through the buildings, you find a half dozen of these things dead. Now, this is like a 2-hour circuit going all the way around this thing to find what's going on and basically recon the whole situation. So yeah, you find a couple dead, but you find a lot of other things, more other things dead than you find of them. Something else you notice is every single one of these has a large, dull, gray metal tube slung over their back. It looks to be about as thick as a average man's thigh and about 3 or 4 feet long. So yeah, you find things. They've been going into town, just not very far, apparently getting supplies going back. They have had some skirmishes and lost a few guys, but it looks like everything that they fought with ultimately lost.
What were the other things that were killing them that are dead?
You found 3 humans.
Spiders. Okay.
You did find one building It was a church of some type. It had a steeple and a bell tower. And this is actually where you found what you think is the creature you faced in the courthouse, and it was strung up with 5 out of its 8 limbs torn off and dropped around it. And there was a dozen dead spiders. This is where you found the majority of the red guys that had been killed. Most of the building was burned. And you found scorch marks on the walls surrounding this church where the Ettercap and its herd were killed.
Are there guns and stuff in this world?
Not like guns as we know it. I mean, not powder and...
So these things are like just big tubes then?
It appears to be, yeah.
Are they all empty?
You
Do they have
haven't
residue or
inspected
anything
one.
on them? I'm gonna grab one and
No, they're
bring it
on the
back to the
backs
group.
of the creatures that are moving around in the pit. There's
Oh,
none
okay.
on the
I
dead
didn't know if there
ones.
was
Yeah,
any
I'm sorry,
up
I
there on
wasn't
the
clear.
dead one.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
dead ones. And I'm sorry, let's do this real quick. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. Anybody need to lock a front door, get a drink, or use the bathroom?
I
I
gotta grab
do need
another
to look up.
Okay, do your thing. Yes, Aaron. Okay, everybody, do your thing. Unless Aaron had a question. No, he didn't.
No, I think he was raising his hand that he had to go do something.
Yes. Are you staying, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
I don't have to pee. I still have half a beer.
So yeah, Elizabeth popped in earlier. At least I saw her name up there, but she apparently didn't say anything. It's
Yeah, and it says we have 2 viewers.
that's
I
you
think
and John.
One's me and one's John.
Yeah. The rest of the people, when I check the list of people, I believe they're all bots. And if they're not bots, then they're happy little lurkers, and we're going to let them lurk. I'm hoping with changing the name back to the Travis Tavern Talk, it gives me whatever recognizability that I had with Talk of the Tavern, but it also gives me still that very social feel. Putting my name in there, making it more personal, etc. But we'll see. It's I have seen some of the people that I follow for the past year, their growth has been amazing. I mean, they're doing very well. And I'm like, well, darn it, I feel like I have missed the bus on this one, and which is why I started making the changes in the first place, because I saw that. So we'll see. We'll see. If not, it's our own little private club, and we have fun with that. Turn on the fan here. Pop that in. Okay, we got an Aaron back with his shawl of power.
Different shawl.
Yeah, I noticed it's not
Different
red.
power.
Yeah, that's why it's not a cape anymore. Instead of it's a shawl.
I mean, I can make cape.
No capes.
We have a superhero week coming up at work, where apparently, I guess for all Father's Day, the week after Father's Day, employees can dress as superheroes. So I'm thinking I am going to do this. And, yeah, I'm going to have to make up some superheroes. So we'll see.
Let's go with middle-aged Spider-Man.
I have the Spider-Man outfit. You're familiar that I've done that, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
why I brought it up.
Making sure.
I remember things.
Well, that's crazy for a man of your age.
I know.
But yeah, I still have that outfit, so I probably will wear that in one day. That'll be the day I get pulled over driving into work.
Again.
That's right. It wasn't so bad, but I had that rubber dog chew toy that looks like a beer
Sure.
bottle.
Shoved it on your pants.
I did carry it through the convention for part of the night that way. I absolutely did. It's now anybody who's joining us in the viewers, we will be getting back to the game in just a moment here. We had to take a break because, frankly, they're all old with small bladders. I do want to point out that Chris and I, we were okay. We didn't have to get up and pee yet. Another 7 minutes, one of us will get up to go pee, though. Yeah. It's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern, we will have Talk of the Tavern, where we're going to be discussing We're Getting Old. Let's talk about that, because one of our regulars had a heart attack this weekend and is hospitalized. So he will be joining us Monday night, and we're going to discuss aging and how, in a lot of our culture, people avoid talking about it, which is horrible, because I want to know what to expect over the next 20 years. Damn it. So, and Chris, just so you know, that's Kevin, who is only 42.
I was following along through all
I know, I'm just letting everybody know through you. It's how they do it in books when Sherlock explains everything to Watson.
I see.
Yeah, it's
exposition.
Exactly. So Kevin, who's only 42, had a heart attack and is in the hospital, but should be home by Monday. So I told him, "Hey, you're not going to be working. I expect you on the show Monday night." And,
You say only 42. I'm only 42.
yeah, exactly.
Shit. No. There are three prime ages when men die. Right around 18 when they die in car crashes. Right around 40 when they die of heart attacks. And then 60-ish.
And if you make it past that, you're immortal?
Yeah, then everybody dies around 80.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say my grandfather made it to his 80s.
Yeah, that's just everybody. Everybody dies around 80.
Except
Of
George
cancer.
Burns. George Burns made it to 100. You know, that makes me curious. How old is Morgan Freeman? Let's find out. He is 82 years old. Sam Jackson is 70 and Clint Eastwood is 89.
Yeah,
So,
that's not Hollywood healthcare.
it could be. It's that being rich thing. Aaron, you mentioned Morgan Freeman did more than... That was you that mentioned that he did more than that, right?
No, I
Was
mentioned Oh God was done at least 2.
Okay. Whoever said Morgan Freeman did God more than just in Bruce Almighty, he also did the narrating of the story of God. Which
That's what it was. It was me.
okay, yeah, that's what I want to point out, because, yeah, now that you mentioned it, I'm looking at it, and what's his real name? That's not his real name? Morgan Porterfield Freeman Jr.
That's his real name. So Val Kilmer also played God.
Yeah, but nobody cares about that. No, what do you play
I
God
know.
in?
I know. I'm gonna have to look it up now because I pulled up a list of all the actors that had ever played God.
Oh, here's something else. Morgan Freeman was in the Air Force, and his first big break was driving Miss Daisy, and he was in his mid-40s.
He didn't look 40 in that.
Well, no, they colored his hair so he looked older. And apparently in 2008, he
I don't
had
think you say colored.
What?
I don't think you say colored for that role.
Why not? They said it all throughout the movie. Anyhow, let's get back to the game. We got all of us back here. Welcome back. 10 minutes to lock the door, John. How many deadbolts did you put the bar into?
I had to cash out the register.
No, it's okay, man. I'm just harassing you. No need to explain. Just harass me back and move on.
Do deadbolts work when you have glass windows?
Yeah. Should have
Val
guns, or you
Kilmer
can
was
see the
in
people
Prince
running
of
away.
Egypt.
Robert, did you just say eat chubs?
Prince of Egypt in 1998.
Oh,
I think Ben Kingsley was too.
He played both God and Moses.
right. This is before we realized there was brown actors that could play certain roles. and we only had white
What?
actors
That's
and all
crazy
the
talk.
yeah. If we needed
Whoopi
Indians
Goldberg played God.
or Middle Eastern guys, we cast Mexicans.
Hey, putting Cheech Marin out of a job.
That's right. Actually, yeah, Whoopi Goldberg was God in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
And in a movie called A Little Bit of Heaven.
Oh, not Muppet Christmas Carol. That was the one that was good. The crappy Christmas Muppet
It's a very Muppet Christmas
yeah,
movie.
that was a crappy movie.
That was.
David Arquette, sorry, but really, you can't carry a fucking movie.
Oh, no. He was in friggin' Ready to Rumble. It's a great friggin' movie.
Right. I'm just curious, how many of us have seen Ready to Rumble? Okay, I rest my case. Moving on.
And I love horrible movies.
I wanted to see it, but no, I have not seen it, and I like his comedic delivery. I just don't feel he carries a movie.
Oh, no, he does not. Oliver Platt in that movie carries that movie.
I liked Oliver
He
Platt.
never gets good in that movie.
He was in Murphy Brown as the painter guy, right?
I think, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Okay,
I like
let's
him.
get on with the game.
So, giant stinky hole.
Yes, and you guys have scouted around it. It is coming up on noon at this point in time. You know these guys carry big tubes. You know they leave scorch marks and kill creatures that are intimidating, as well as a dozen of their herd. So, you know...
Yeah, they killed giant spiders. These are good guys.
I point over at the human.
He was a bad human. I knew him. He's a real jerk.
Let me clarify, Jaith. Did you point at one of the dead humans, or did you point at Moggets? And then same question for you, Robert, with the answer.
I mean, to be fair, I don't necessarily consider myself a good guy, so I'm not necessarily opposed to the guy's argument here.
I do want to point out in the hashtags for the stream, I don't put good characters or evil characters. I put neutral characters as one of the hashtags. Okay. So anyhow, continue with your arguments. I'll wait over here.
Well, I opt for a few of them to come out of there, whatever they're building, and ambush them, or take the fight to them.
I think I like the first part, and maybe we don't ambush. Maybe we say, "Hey, what you doing?" And then if we don't like the answer, ambush.
How about option 3? We ambush, kill all of them but one. Ask what you're doing, and if we don't like answer, kill him.
What if we
The answer would be surviving because he's the last.
We just kill all his friends.
Yes.
Those have never been. They've never done anything decent towards any of us. Why would you think that all of a sudden these ones are different?
I never met these guys before at all. I just know they killed big spiders.
We met the big spider guy.
Yes, big
Yeah, we
spider
can't-
guy was actually kind of nice. Little creepy, but nice.
Okay, time out. Did they kill the Ettercap?
Yes.
Yes.
We found his body too.
Yes.
Not just the spider.
Missing 5 out of 8 limbs. They plucked his limbs off of him while he was nailed to a wall. And there was a dozen dead large spiders, not the size of puppies, but the ones that were bigger than that, around him.
Yeah, okay. They're bad guys. Now you show me that they're bad guys.
Well, I mean, it's not easy to pluck yank the limbs off of it while it's running around.
No, they nailed it to the wall.
Right.
through the shoulder
I
and
think we
thighs.
should wait and ambush scouting party.
Got it.
And go from there.
Yeah, a little one, little party, maybe one or two.
Travis, the areas where they come out, is there like a building that we can oversee if we see any of them coming out, where we can signal each other?
Do you all want to stay together, or do you want to try to cover all 3 exits from the hole?
I guess a distance. Well, it's 2 city blocks, so
Here's what I'm going to do for you, John. You rolled a 27 on your perception. While running around, you noticed at least once an hour these creatures come out of one of the ramps to go scavenge for wood or whatever.
all right. So let's stay together and pick one building where we can watch them come out.
And even with it being
Yeah.
2 city blocks, after 10 minutes of arguing, bickering, and going on 4 different tangents, you guys come to the conclusion that no matter what building you take that's within a block or so of the hole itself, you would be able to get to them where they scavenge, no matter which ramp they come up, before they have to go back down with whatever they got.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not going to be terribly difficult to let them come out, let them go a block or 2 into the city, come around blocking their access back to the hole, and confront them. Okay?
Done. Yep.
Do that.
Okay, so an hour later, you guys are creeping towards a party of, we're just going to do this here. Do a nice random roll, 2d4 to see how many there are. I rolled a 1 on the first one. Oh, Robert. Fuck you, Robert. God damn it. There's only 2 of them. So, okay, hold on. One of you type something. I gotta go see what it says. I can't do it on this because it'll mess up the whole stream. Okay. I'm gonna say that out loud. Because, just so all our viewers know, Robert just had a power flicker. The past 4 or 5 weeks where we haven't played, it's been because I've had crazy weather, and we have more coming in tonight, which may or may not affect the stream. But now Robert's getting a power flicker, and Aaron's having crazy weather there. So, and 3 weeks ago, John actually lost power.
Crazy weather.
Well, then you have some kind of crazy asshole outside your house playing with your connection.
No, sometimes it's too many people running the air conditioning in the town, or the electricity here is not awesome.
Good times. Okay. You know what? I am gonna.
So, as we're closing in to ambush this group, I want to parkour up to the roof
Yeah, you do.
and be above them.
Okay. Why don't you give me a nice little acrobatics roll there?
15.
It's pretty easy. You jump up on the little fence post beside the thing that cups the side door, and then you bounce sideways and push off the other wall and backflip up and grab the gutter and pull yourself up in a chin up. And hey, there's Gary. Hey, Gary, how you doing, man? So, everybody say hi, Gary, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Okay, that's all you get, man. We're going back to playing now. So anyhow, yeah, you're on the roof.
Great.
The rest of you are just
how-
heading for these 2, or?
Yeah, I mean, if we're all, going to surround and ambush them.
Well,
That's the
they're in a
plan.
building rummaging for something.
Great. When they come out of the building, I guess the question is, how far are they from the hole? It's like, if we start, kicking their ass, are other people in the hole going to notice? Or are they, far enough? Are we far enough into the general thing of town where, a small commotion is not going to raise the alarm?
Okay, this is the last time I'll give a benefit to the 20 that John rolled, but what you saw is the Ettercap attack. They probably, from the look of things, they probably had more than 5 or 6 of them, which is about the largest group you've seen come out of the hole. They probably had twice that many. So apparently, if there's a big enough ruckus, it will attract more. But knowing from what you saw at the edge of the hole, the heat, the magma, the work that they're doing, it takes a lot to catch their attention. It's like being at a construction site and getting in a fist fight a block away. What's the odds of them hearing the fist fight? Well, somebody fires off a gun, they're going to notice.
Great. That's really all I wanted to know.
Okay.
I want to sneak up on one of them and hit him with an axe.
Well, I was going to say, wait for them to come out. I will drop down from above.
Let me do this.
Try and
'Cause
take
wait,
one
wait, please, hold on. You're already on the roof. Unless you're shouting the plans back and forth, we're rolling initiative and then letting the first person with
Well,
initiative.
I would say before I went on the roof.
Oh, no, that's not in a metagame like that. You're already on the roof. Should have planned before you leapt on a roof.
What? Crazy talk.
I know. We're experienced enough gamers not to have to do that. Okay, initiative, everyone. No.
Nice. 20.
Really? A natural 20, Robert?
No. Just a regular 20.
Whopping 10.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Chris?
7.
15.
John?
7.
Wow. Okay, so we got we got Bug Guy going first, and then yeah, totally already forgot. Aaron and Chris, you guys had one who had a 17. 10 for Aaron.
I had a 15.
15, is that what it is? And Robert?
He had a 20.
Yeah, that's right. I already wrote his down. Okay. And,
Hey, Andrea.
what? What? Where?
She just said the
Comment
power of the
in
game.
Discord chat.
Really? I don't even have a notification that there was a Discord chat thing. And then we got a Jaith down here. And then, okay. So, Kavlon's up on the roof. The guy, you're going first.
Okay. I would like to sneak up on them in the building and whack one with my great axe.
Okay. Roll me the sneaky stealthy roll.
Stick to the plan, guys. Oh, never mind. Leroy Jenkins.
16.
Okay. You creep to the door, and there's one just 3 or 4 feet in. You don't even have to go in. With the length of your arm and the extension of the axe, you can get him from here. Roll to hit.
I do that.
Good. Or you could yell Leroy Jenkins.
No, I'm being stealthy and quiet. He
I
said
mean, you could do
ambush
that.
them. Ambush means sneaky and quiet, so they don't even know what hit him. So, can I... No, I already had my great axe out. I was thinking I reach in and pull him out and then whack him with a little axe.
You
But
do have 2 hands, and with your strength, you can use your great axe one-handed.
one-handed. I'm going to reach in, yank him out, and whack him with the great axe.
Okay, so we're looking at a grapple for the first thing. Is that correct?
Oh, screw it. I don't want to do grapple rules. I'm just going to hit
Yeah,
him.
we never did discuss the discrepancy that I was all cranky about last game with the grapple thing.
Yeah. The grapple rules in almost every game suck. I'm not going to worry about grapple rules. I'm just going to hit him.
Go ahead. Roll.
17.
Okay. And he has an armor class of... yeah, your great axe digs deep into him. It's great.
Alright, and that does 1d12 slashing damage. That is a 9. 9 points damage.
That's it? God, you suck.
I know.
Sneak attack count in this since it's surprise?
He's not.
Oh, it is a sneak attack.
Are you
He's not a rogue.
Are you a rogue?
Yeah, but I believe you can in a surprise round.
Yeah, I think it gives everybody something.
Yeah, if the enemy is surprised and don't
Quick,
know you're there.
everybody pull out your books and/or PDFs and try to find out. Then we'll read whatever Aaron copy pastes into Twitch and call it done.
That's
Probably
it.
just
I have the
affected
grappling rules up from unseen attacks.
I
on
figured
target.
everybody gets the bonus to attack, but not the sneak attack damage.
It's probably just an advantage.
Page 189. It probably is just an advantage, John. You're probably right. Okay. There we go. Surprise.
Oh, you just have an advantage on attack rolls.
Yep.
Okay, Robert, give me another attack roll and see which one's better. Because he rolled pretty good that time anyway.
Yeah, but he could roll a crit.
He could.
The exact same thing.
Okay. So we're going to stick with the same damage. We're not going to re-roll that or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
No, it's a 9. I'm not raging yet, which is why my damage is not boosted.
That's why I'm
Oh, I guess
impotent.
that does. No, that's
That's not why you're impotent? Okay. Okay, so now we do have a round of surprise of these guys. So Kavlon, with you being on the roof, you see him enter in. You hear the grunt and screech of an axe entering one of these things. What would you like to do?
I'm going to sigh.
Okay, that's your free action. No, I'm kidding. Go on.
Then I will jump down off the roof to the ground.
Okay, we're gonna make that your move
Well, you
action.
can
Just so you
wait
know.
till they come out.
Well, we don't know that they're going to come out because you went in.
Well, we're also not going
I
to
know,
discuss
but I
it
might
and
get
metagame that way. Move on.
So I will, yeah. Can I make like an acrobatics to make sure that I get down there and use
Yes,
half my
please. And I'll tell you what, if you roll a natural 20, I'll even give you a little bonus. If you roll crappy, you break a leg.
Actually, I reduce my falling damage because I'm a bitch-ass monk.
That's why you only broke one leg.
But it wasn't yours, so it's okay.
Have a 12
Yeah,
for
you're fine. You hit the ground, you roll long.
Great. Then with my remaining movement, I will go in and start punching the motherfucker that just got axed in the back.
Excellent. And Bagai, with the axe embedded in him, is dragging the guy towards the door.
Oh,
So
great.
you move in, pushing past the other two, dodging deftly, nimbly around them.
And go for a one-handed swing with my staff, which is an 18.
Very good. You contact with his shoulder right where the axe bit into it.
Oh, great. For, 9 points of damage.
Ah, sounds familiar.
Indeed. 9! And then I will bonus unarmed strike and come right around to the side of the head with my unarmed fist with a, that probably isn't going to hit. 10.
No, it doesn't hit. But the axe does slip out of the shoulder, and now this guy is no longer being held by an axe. So what kind of... Yeah, I guess without hitting, then you don't do any damage. Okay, now let's move on to Moggets.
What kind of visibility do I have?
Well, are your eyes open or not?
They're open.
Okay, you can see through the doorway, and you can see the one guy being dragged to it. You can see the other guy behind him spinning around. He was basically using a crowbar to pull apart the whatever cabinetry and whatnot to get more wood.
Do I have line of sight for a sneak attack?
You can do ranged sneak attacks.
Yeah.
Then yes. And do you want it on the
Okay.
injured guy or the other guy?
Well, yeah, I'll kill steal if I can.
Okay, very good. By the way, how many of us has played World of Warcraft? Everybody? Okay. Does everybody remember... John, are you frozen?
No. I just raised a finger.
Your video's frozen. You might want to reset your camera.
It looks
He's
good
moving
to
for me.
Well,
Mine
here's
is-
moving for
here's
me.
the bottom line. It doesn't
Huh?
matter if he's frozen on mine. He's frozen on the stream.
Ah,
Yeah, and I hate to pull rank like that, but the bottom line is
Yeah.
that viewers can't see him moving at that point in time. So there you go, John. You're good now. Okay. So if you remember, in the Elven starting area, there's these little imp-like creatures, and they're other places in the world, but they make this noise, sort of. Not
The
really.
growls.
The what?
They're called growls.
They are. That's the noise these creatures make. It's and
I
I'm sure.
wonder why people want to kill the.
And John, I know you only played like in the human starting area. I'm trying to think if there was any grells over in the human starting area. I don't think so. I think you had kobolds.
Well, I did play it quite some time when it first
Okay.
came out.
So you guys may all remember it or may not. Robert, I don't know. Remember what you played when you did yours, but yeah,
Remember him.
little reddish orange creatures about half the height of your character, and they bounced around
Yeah.
a lot. So anyhow, Margits, what'd you roll?
I have not rolled yet because you stopped. But yes. Mm. Oh, nice. That is a 21.
Very nice. Your what hits him?
Dagger. But it is a magic missile.
Of course it is. Your magic missile flies true, striking the creature,
For a whopping 11 points of damage.
taking it down as it collapses to the ground, twitching, barely alive.
Yes, it stops making that noise.
And then last but not least, we have...
I will dash,
Oh,
moving to get a better vantage point to the next one, as I need.
do you want to stay outside of the building and try to angle yourself, or do you want to go into the building?
Oh no, I want to stay outside of the building.
Okay, you don't have to dash but like 3 or 4 feet, and that's going to be adjustable depending on how they all move over the next couple seconds.
I will reserve my spacing. I can move up to 30 feet.
Yeah.
In that
Or worse
time
comes to worse, you're standing up on top of like the horse rail so you can throw over their heads, barring the guy being in the fucking doorway.
I'm just saying it out loud so you know that I'm moving about to get better positioning.
You got it. Now, are you saying it out loud
Hit me in the head.
or are you saying it out loud as a character?
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm just checking to see if you went, don't get in the way of my next shot. So Bagai doesn't stand in the doorway. Okay, good enough.
Nah.
Okay, Jath.
Can I see the one that's not engaged?
Yes.
And can I get to it without getting attacked by they're fighting?
By their one?
By the one that they're engaged with.
Yeah, the one they're engaged with is pretty much on the ground, squirming. He's not quite dead yet, but he's not going to get up and take a walk. He's not fooling anyone.
All right, I'm gonna go and hit the other one.
Yeah, you can dodge around the other Rocairn and the Galax and make your way inside. Because at this point in time, the other thing is in the doorway itself, so you only have to leap over him to get in there.
19 to hit.
19. You connect with... What are you hitting with?
With my warhammer.
Ah, you charge him with your warhammer, slamming it into his ribs as he's spinning around to see what the hell's going on.
13 points of damage.
15? 1, 5?
13.
13, thank you.
1, 3.
Yeah, you feel the ribs collapsing under your blow, and his chitter squeal of pain makes it apparent. Yeah, it hurt. You want to do anything else that round, sir?
That's all I can do.
Very good. Okay, now we come back around to the beginning of the round. He reaches behind him, pulling this tube around and jamming it between his legs and gripping it with his thighs. And you see it light up glowing red, and it fires. This is the one further inside the building that Jath has engaged with. That is a 19 plus his thing. Yeah, I'm guessing you don't have over a 24 armor class, do you?
Nope.
Okay, he does hit you with the magical energy thrust out of the gray tube. And it does 11 points of damage.
All righty.
Bug guy. Robert.
Yeah. No, sorry. That animated GIF is making everything robot-y, so I'm trying to get rid of it.
What animated GIF?
The one Andrea posted.
Oh, again, I didn't get
In the
notification.
chat. It's slowed everything down. I scrolled up. I think I went back to green. I think we're good. So quick point of clarification. When Moggett shouts magic missile, do we see sparks and magic thingies happen?
No, he throws a dagger.
You see a dagger
Okay.
go flying.
We see a dagger go flying and he shouts out magic missile. Okay.
Now, you can assume, if you like, that he is imbuing this dagger with magical abilities when he throws it, because even
Right.
if any of you are like, well, I know what a magic missile looks like. No, you don't. You probably don't. Maybe Jaith does. And maybe Moggett has seen one or two some point in time in his history. But mages in the Cataclysm were basically wiped out. So you guys haven't seen a lot of mages in the past 30 years. And Kavlon, the reason I'm
No,
saying...
but I'm sure at least some traveling mage has come by the monastery,
No.
as we are a
Me.
giant fucking library.
Me.
People want to come and study in.
You're a giant library. Okay, I didn't know you were a giant library also. That wasn't necessarily made clear. But no, they don't. Because you're in a wasteland. And not only are
Columbus.
they rare, but even if they did come by, it's not like they're casting all their spells in front of you.
That's fair.
And so even if you did get one every 6 months, they're not like, hey, check out this fireball. As your grandmaster is like, no! Not again!
My cabbage!
I just think he's the
Quickest,
most
biggest.
boring wizard.
Yeah. Jace just cares that he's doing something.
Yeah.
He can call it whatever he wants.
Psychonic, effective, tomato, tomato.
My wad, I don't. Whatever.
Okay, but anyhow, good guy.
So, I'm going to chop the head off of the one on the ground.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
It's a 9.
He's prone. Thwack. The head goes rolling. Kavlon.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
now
you-
I'm gonna shout at him. I'm gonna pick his head up and shout at the head. What are you doing here?
Very good. The mouth is still moving. He's trying to answer you. But his voice box is in the other part.
Then I'm going to go up and take a couple of whacks at the one that is still alive.
Excellent.
Grab that tube down there. No, the other one.
21 to hit.
Excellent.
It's magic.
You connect.
Hooray. Great. That's another 9 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
And then I think as a bonus action, I'm gonna Flurry of Blows.
Hey.
Alright, alright, hold on. I gotta spend a key point. Boom. Alright. So the first Flurry of Blows attack. Oh, that is an 18 plus 6.
Oh,
So
you hit,
it's
yeah.
24. And unarmed, so I need heal. 2 plus 4 for 6 damage. And the
Okay.
next attack is 12 to hit.
Yes, you connect with that also.
Hooray! Well, there goes that one. I don't know where that die went.
Yeah.
What is that? That is a 1 for 5 more points of damage.
Very good. He crumples to the ground. Do you want to keep beating him, Rodney King style?
No, I think I want to keep this one alive.
Oh, well, he's at negative now, and NPCs die at 0.
Alright, so that second to last punch was a non-lethal punch just to...
So you're changing it after the fact again.
Well, I didn't know that it... Fine, I guess I kill him.
See, what I'm pointing out here is nobody
Yeah.
called non-lethal damage the whole time till I said he's dead.
That's fair.
Why would we call it non-lethal damage?
Yeah, no, I meant
Because I
to
wanted to
non-lethally chop his head.
Because the whole
Because
point
the
was to
plan
get
was
one
to
to
keep one
interrogate.
alive to question it.
They're really good at plans, so.
I'm throwing daggers. He's using an axe. I figured the monk who's punching things would be in charge of that.
You know what? Even if he was, and he was doing non-lethal the whole time, if other people
Oh,
are not,
yeah.
there's still a chance it could be dead.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, the dog
This is a
pile...
band of psychopaths.
The dog pile grapple thing might actually have been handled, or a good thing at this point in time. So he crumples
Band
to the
of
ground.
Psychopaths.
And psychopaths. Now, here's what I will allow, Chris. You might be happy with this. If anybody wants to heal him before the end of the round, he will not be dead.
Great.
Let me just use my heal spell.
So, do both of them have these two things?
Yes. Jaith, is that me assuming that you're not healing, you're just letting him...
He hit me with that
He did.
testicle power, was it? No, I'm not healing.
Testicle power.
It's actually, it's a crotch rocket.
Yeah, well, testicle, crotch,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care what came out of his cueca.
But it does shoot
I'm
great
not
balls
helping
of fire.
Indeed.
2 charges.
This is all noted in my notes as crotch rocket and great balls of fire.
Sweet. So it's just an empty tube.
Yeah, it is an empty tube. It's a odd metal. You can give me a metallurgy or...
I'm very good at
Could
that.
I
Type
use
of
my
roll.
medicine skill to keep him from dying?
Do you have an extra action this round?
No.
No.
23.
23. Yeah, well, you definitely know it's something not from this world. That it's from a different world. Yeah, you don't recognize it as something here.
You should probably
You'd also guess from
There's
that
some-
that it's enchanted and probably keyed into his species, or he has some kind of spell on him that allows him to activate it. There's something magical that allows the interaction between the two.
well, I mean, I'll take the time to while investigating to determine. So,
Right.
all right. And then I'm going to heal myself.
Okay.
All right.
Now, the place goes quiet. You can still hear work in the distance, and I'm going to roll right now to see if they heard the crotch rocket go off. And it makes this very high-pitched noise when it goes off. The sounds of working in the pit grows quieter. Not stops completely, but some of it has stopped.
Is there only one room to this building?
There is a back room. The front room apparently some kind of storefront or whatever. It's been well looted, but you know the counter and the cabinets weren't taken. There is a back room.
I know it has a roof.
Hmm?
Perhaps I said, I know it has a roof. Perhaps somebody should parkour up there and see if they're coming.
Great. I will go look.
And it's not me that would do
Well,
that.
why would you think it was you, Chris? Why are you just to assume that? Okay, so you make it up to the roof. Don't worry about a roll. It's no pressure at this point. Peeking into the back room, as I said, it looks like it might have been some kind of sleeping area. And, you know, how a shopkeeper keeps a room in the back where they can cook, eat, and sleep. What are you guys doing while Rogue Karen Boy there is parkouring to the roof?
I'm just going to tap these metal tubes together, see if they get any kind of resonance or
Okay.
they
So,
sound like little chimes when I tap them together.
okay. Marcus, what are you doing?
Kind of standing by, just waiting for
Okay.
stuff to go on, and that's really it.
The guy?
Is this head still moving?
No. After a couple seconds, it slows and stops. And
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss it down and then call over to Jade there. No, you gotta stick it between your legs.
okay. And give me a second. I'll get right back to you. Cavalon, you're on the roof. You can see.
Put my hand down there and scratch my. You're right.
You can see some of the creatures in the pit have stopped and are looking in your direction as you come to land on the roof, and you see one point at you on the roof.
Great.
And then he shouts, and he takes his metal tube, puts it between his legs, and a great
gonna
ball of fire
attack.
comes flying straight at you. Now, it falls short. But there, apparently, you're aware there. Now, flipping back inside simultaneously here, before that shot is fired, as you're tapping the large metal tubes, they make a very dull, thuddy noise. They're not highly refined metal, and there are runes up and down them upon closer inspection, as well as finger holes, or at least indents where it's gripped on each side in a double-fisted grip.
It's more earthen than metallic. More stone-like.
No, it's definitely metal
It's
over
metallic, okay.
stone. It's just not well-worked metal.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
primitive metal. Not that it's bronze or anything. It's just, it's another dimension. See, the way I perceive the abyss and hell and all these other realms, they're part of the multiverse. And they're just a different reality. They're a different dimension and existence. So if you want to go from a scientific point of view, think of it like that. Their periodic table can be slightly different from ours. So that, what's that?
No, sounds great.
Okay. And Robert, of course, tells you, or Bagai tells you, no, you got to put it between your legs. And
And I
that's,
scratched mine.
and that's when you hear the
Right.
shots fired. And the distant chittering echoing from the hole.
I head outside.
Can I hear what they're yelling?
Do you speak Abysmal?
I do speak Abyssal.
Yes! You can catch just bits of kill, there, death, that kind of stuff.
Great. Before I hop down, do I see how many are coming?
It probably looks like 15 or 20 are kind of scooping together and heading up the closest ramp.
Great. Then I will quickly rush down and be like, okay, so they saw me. Us. They know we're here. There's
We
like
heard.
15 of them coming. Do we want to run and hide? Or do we want
No,
to
dude.
take them all out?
They're
I like the
they're
first
not
option.
hard to kill. Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
not
they
hard
are
to kill.
pretty squishy, but horde of them coming.
Well, they saw you up on the roof. We're all down on the ground.
Let me ask a question. Do you consider yourself to be a hero?
Not really.
Okay, then we run and hide,
Great.
and I
You
take
should
off.
do that quickly. Stop talking.
Front door?
Gone. Already gone.
Front door or back door? How do you like it?
Well, we've already got a stinky door stinky hole motif going on.
Back door it is.
Back door.
Okay. Is there anybody not taking flight?
I'm not sure we told Jace.
He
No,
was
you were all there.
he was in the room.
no.
He heard.
Oh, okay, he did hear.
Yeah,
Okay.
even on a 1, he might not have understood the words because he's busy going, what an odd medal. But yeah, no, he gets the gist of, oh, you guys are running.
We're going
Hey,
to
you
retreat
guys.
over there, and then we're going to engage them once they get up here, right? As we-
When it's more
Another build.
advantageous. Like tomorrow.
By the way, Jonathan doesn't have any problem with retreating when it's reasonable.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. It's in case you were worried about the religious aspects. Yeah, Jonathan.
No.
No, you can fucking run away all you want.
He's a cleric, not a paladin.
Well, I actually have some. I went through some of my old notes today, and I found some of the old DM screens. But I also found 2 classes that I created. One is essentially the Priest of Jonathan. I made a separate class for it because it was very popular, and then Gem Mages. So that was interesting to run across those notes from a decade or 2 ago.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Tell you what, guys, if anybody needs their 10 o'clock break, please take it now, since John has to get up real quick. And for any viewers, give us a moment while we take a quick break. We're not going off air or anything. We're just going to that. Yeah, we're
So
going to that.
this is the USB cable.
Yes. I was
Came
curious.
with my light.
You okay?
It's 6 inches long.
What light?
It's
It's face
supposed
light.
to plug my face light. So it's supposed to plug into my USB port and up to the top of my screen. My screen is taller than the cord is long.
I have like a 12-inch tall screen.
Yeah.
It might be
Yeah.
11 inches.
So
I can pull out my penis and fold it in half and let you know.
all right, I'm gonna get some water on that note.
Okay, I'll go get a soda. Chris, give me a second. I'll be right back, man. Actually, I'll wait for somebody else to
Okay.
show up so you're not stuck alone. Yeah, the first couple games I give a little leeway with the metagaming as people get to know each other, but I figure we're all experienced gamers. And we've been playing together long enough, though we've had a hell of a long break. But I figure I'll just start cracking down on that stuff. And you know, every time from now on, you guys will make sure you plan
Yeah,
ahead.
I always forget though. Like we're trying to keep him alive, and I was not
I know.
expecting
Nobody would remember that.
3 attacks to kill him
Yeah,
outright.
he only has 30 hit points. And I hate to do that to you guys because I want you to win, but... Okay, now that they are back, I will go get my soda while we're waiting for John. I'll be right back. Oh, and by the way, they rolled a 20 to notice you on that rooftop.
Oh Jesus! So it wouldn't even have mattered if I was being all stealthy.
Yeah, they're gonna see you no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can always call lightning, so sodding them off. Doom, doom.
You can jump half your height, correct? Your jump distance?
I think so.
Jump distance. Distance.
No, that doesn't make any sense in real world. You can jump half your height. So you can only jump 3 feet if you're 6 feet tall.
3 feet straight up?
Oh yeah, that way, but
Yeah, but forward.
he meant probably jump.
Okay. So, a little more than a dozen of these creatures are rushing up the ramp. Now, more than that have noticed, but they figured 15 or so is enough. So, you guys are heading out the back door and deeper into town to take cover until things pass. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a constitution roll to run as fast and as far as you can and get someplace before they get up out of the hole and find you.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Just a constitution save.
Yeah. Well, just roll con. In other words, roll a dice, add your con bonus, tell me what you got.
15.
Excellent. 8 for Moggets.
20.
Very good. Robert?
21.
Okay, you seem so confused by this. Or your
Well,
camera's
because there's
frozen.
also an athletic skill, so I was just checking, but
Okay.
just con.
Yeah, you could have done athletics. I would have given that.
Well, with athletics, that's a 24.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, with athletics, it puts me at 16. So.
Yeah. And as I stated previously, guys, if you have another skill and you want to throw it out there going, can I use this instead? Yeah, absolutely. Put it out there. Worst I'm going to do is say no, and no big deal. But it can't hurt to ask. So, you guys head off into the distance, yanking Moggets behind you. As Moggets
Now,
is going...
keep in mind, I run faster than 2 of them anyway. Well, 1 of them.
You do, but you're not quite as durable. It's the tortoise versus the hare sort of thing at this point in time. And also, it's you looking over your shoulder going, but what about the wagon?
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Oh, you don't give a... I didn't mean because you give a damn about the donkey. I meant because you don't want to run.
You outrun this row, Karen, not that other
Right.
one.
Right.
Robert, reset
He's
your...
not outrunning me.
No.
No. I don't have to outrun everyone. I only have to outrun 1.
There we go. We got Robert back. Robert, do we have movement from you on my side? Go ahead and reset your camera if you would, please, Robert, just to get that caught up. Thank you. Perfect. Wonderful. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So you guys take cover 4 blocks down and 1 over. And you hear the creatures searching from you a block away, but they don't actually get close to you. And after about 20 minutes, they give up their search, and you feel it's safe to come out.
Well, who has ranged weapons?
I mean, I
Not
do.
me.
I have pretty good accuracy at a range.
Malkitz has 1 less than normal since he never recovered it.
You can also Point two.
Well,
That's
the question
true.
of the day is, are we going to go down and put stop to what they're doing? Or are we going to maybe go get help? I don't know if there's anybody that's going to help us.
Probably no one is going to help us.
Bring up the warlord. We could go try to raise an army, but I mean, he was like a couple weeks in another direction, right?
Duh.
Well, he was a couple weeks in another direction a couple of weeks ago. And now you're getting reports of farms being raided in the local area.
Yeah, remember on the
Yeah, but
outskirts
that
of
doesn't
town.
mean he himself has moved closer. It just means he's sending his people to annoy us
Mhm.
because we said, fuck you!
Sent him a bag of
Here's a
food.
bag of poop. Yeah, no, I
hi.
don't think we've got an army.
I
Everybody,
mean, they seem to go down pretty quickly, so we could just start plowing our way down the deep dark hole.
How very high school prom of you.
I can start bringing some towards us. I can reach, my spells can reach out and at least hit a few. But if we're not going to do this as, well, as a group, then
I mean, I got about a 60-foot range, and that's at disadvantage. Like 20 feet is
So-
my good range.
The guy would never think like this, but they shot one of their rockets, crotch rockets, from the hole towards the rooftop, and it fell short.
The bad guy
We
rolled a
kinda
7.
I was like, so we might know we have an idea of the range
Yes.
of these things.
They're not limitless range, that's for sure.
So it's not like they could stand on the bottom 200 feet down and shoot us at the top.
Correct.
Having the high ground should have a tactical advantage in that we can throw shit down at them.
Yes. And you also have rough ramps that if you have things that can roll, that could be used somewhat to your advantage till it bumps off and falls down the center.
we can try to put incendiaries inside your wagon and wagon towards them.
And the donkey will definitely run away from the incendiaries if you leave the wagon attached to him.
Screaming
Well,
donkey alpha
We
fire.
could use the wagon as cover. How wide is the ramp?
I don't know.
Well, they brought a
10
wagon
feet.
up to get stuff, so.
This is the sort of thing where we could stand behind the wagon, like having it as a sheet and slowly moving it down. Range guys shoot over the top at him, and any that rush up, he and cleric guy knock him over the edge.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those things that they shoot at you, I don't know if the wagon's going to hold up to a bunch of them shooting.
Right, it would
And I'm
take
not sure
one
I
shot.
really want to pull wagon back out of hole once we take wagon down to hole.
No, that's okay. I just bought it. Hey, wagon.
Yes, and Muggins will leave wagon at bottom of hole.
Yeah, that's okay. He paid me money. Buy a new wagon.
Aaron, you there?
Over here.
You okay, man?
No, freaking little bit of a migraine. Brain's fading out on me, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Just usually you're much more interactive with this sort of banter, so I'm just checking on you. Make sure your camera didn't freeze or whatever.
Yeah. No, I apologize.
No. Let me ask
Took a
this.
pill early. I'm waiting for her to catch up on me.
Since Aaron isn't feeling well, it is 10 o'clock. Do we want to call it early and end it here, or do we want to go on another hour? Aaron, let's start with your opinion on this.
I took a pill. It normally takes about a half hour, so I'm waiting for her to catch.
Okay, you might be okay. What about you guys?
I'm fine to keep going.
Sounds good to me.
Robert?
Yeah, I mean, if Aaron is okay going, we can keep going. If he doesn't want to go, I am totally fine stopping.
I'm fine either way. I'm just waiting for it to catch. Like I said, it normally takes about a half hour. I took it about 10 minutes ago when we were at the break.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run another 15 minutes. Aaron, if you are feeling the same or worse, let's cut it off. This will give you guys time to plan and start to put the plan into play. Once the plan is going into play, we'll reevaluate. Aaron, if you're not feeling better, let's cut it off. It'll be more fun when you are feeling better next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
No, not at all. Hell, I get them too, so I get it. Let's see how you feel in 10, 15 minutes. Okay, so the plan is...
Okay, I got a plan.
Go ahead.
We set the wagon on fire and throw it over the hole, and then I throw the drunken dwarf after it, and he come out and he kick him in the face.
How long would it take us to get Jace drunk, though? That's really the question.
Or we can go back with the one plan about calling lightning storm, allowing to rain lightning.
Yeah, I like that one. I didn't hear that plan.
I didn't hear
You
that
rain
plan
lightning on
either.
him.
Wait, you can call lightning?
Yes.
Okay, you do that. We sit back and watch. We get the other ones you don't zap. That's a good plan.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, show 'em what your god can do. Zap 'em.
Now let me read this spell.
And John, reset your camera for me real quick, please.
Yeah, I know most of what it does. Do you want to know? I'm sorry.
Reset your camera for me, please.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And guys, I know that's probably totally on my side with my connection, but yeah, since it's the one with the
No,
stream.
it's fine. You explained it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It is 120 feet, so it's as long. All right.
We gotta get a little closer.
We get up on the high
run
ground,
down
though.
the ramp to meet him halfway.
There you go. You
And
can
then
take
zap
the
it.
wagon as cover halfway, throw lightning storm up, and then, I don't know, somebody got a fiddle while you're doing this?
Yeah, I don't know about taking. I mean, the wagon seems like a lot of work to be cover for essentially one shot.
I agree. I'm not
And-
sure that we really want to take wagon.
And it draws a lot of attention. We could wait until it gets dark, rush down stealthily.
Unless they can see in the dark.
Right, unless they don't need to rest or play, workers B come up from later.
Here's an
Shift
interesting
B.
fact. Did you know ants only rest 8 minutes every 12 hours? They have an 8-minute rest cycle every 12 hours where they just stop moving for 8 minutes.
Yeah, but they die young.
They do. They'd never make it past drinking age. Guaranteed.
Now, when you said that, your cat popped up and did a, what the fuck? And then put back down.
Like you should. Okay, so, finalize your plan, folks.
Well, the lightning storm gives us. They gotta come through.
Does
Quarter
it,
of a football field.
does it
So
move?
120 feet. You set it there, and it's a 60-foot radius, and it just for 10 minutes every round it'll bring down a lightning bolt.
Okay, so you want to make sure you're in an advantageous period. You don't want to put that right at the top of the ramp.
No, I want to put it right where they're working, so
Right.
we can.
But we've got to start going down, or else they'll just use the other two ramps.
If you
We
get
get to the top of a building that we can see into the pit.
what is it called? Lightning storm? Is that what it is, John?
It's called lightning.
Call lightning. Okay. I remember that spell. It's been a while.
I'm going to step away for a second while
Okay, sir.
we look up call lightning.
Okay. Because what I need is, what is your casting range on that? Your casting range is 120 feet away.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I'm going to do, guys, to make it nice and easy. Let's say your average city block is about 120 feet. I think it's reasonable to say on a city block you'd have 2 buildings of 60 feet frontage each, if you're looking at like an inn and a stable, or maybe 4 things of 30 feet each. I think that's reasonable. Can we all agree on that in a medieval setting? Robert,
Sounds about right.
you look confused?
That's fine. 60 feet seems a lot of frontage.
Well, I mean, if you imagine an inn that has the whole open floor plan, I think more Old West type inn.
Right.
You know, where you...
Not like my store that's only got 20 feet.
Right. It's not a modern day one, but, you know, where you have the whole... First floor is your dining room and bar and all that, and then the upstairs
Yeah,
are the
no,
rooms.
it's fine.
Well, a stick of townhouses is about 100 feet across. That's 5 townhouses.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah, I'm going to say about 120 feet per block. So, basically, if you're at the edge of the hole, John, you could put your storm on the center of the hole if you wanted to.
Sweet.
If you're on top of a building further away, it's not going to go exactly in the center. Now, with Call Lightning, yes.
Jason has no problem going in and rushing up and being in the middle of it, so.
Okay, well, you might get to do that because here's what I'm seeing here. It creates a cylinder, 60-foot
10 feet.
radius. What's that?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's 120-foot diameter.
Right.
10 feet tall, centered on a point that you can see 100 feet directly above you. So you need to be in the hole to cast this thing, because it's going to be above you. Hold on, this is countering itself. Centered on a point 100 feet directly above you, range is 120 feet.
Yeah, I can target the area.
Yeah, what I'm looking at here is the description says one thing, the range itself says something different. So let's go ahead and basically err in the favor of the caster, whether it's a player or an NPC. It can be up to 100 feet above you or 120 feet in any given direction.
Correct. All right.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Carry on with your planning, gentlemen.
Pick a ramp.
So
That's
it
where I'm
will
going.
cover the whole hole,
If
essentially.
you go into it. If
Right,
you're...
like if we're standing at the top and he puts it at the center of the pit, it will cover the whole pit. Because it's a 60-foot radius, it's a 120-foot hole.
Yeah, if it's cast at least halfway down, it should cover the hole.
Yeah.
We got to get halfway over there, guys.
Great, let's go.
Okay. Robert, you with him?
Yes.
Marching
I was
order.
just reading the spell.
Oh, you're okay.
I'm,
Jake, what?
so I get in front.
Okay.
I will be right next to him.
Well,
I'll be behind them, probably after or before.
the guy you taking it up the rear?
If y'all want me in the rear, I'll be in the back.
Sounds
I have no
great.
problem being in the.
Now, wagon or no wagon, because the wagon is going
No
to
wagon.
provide some cover.
No wagon.
No wagon,
wagon.
it is. Now, Aaron, how you feeling? You want to wait till next week?
A little bit tired. Yeah, if we can
Next week.
wait till next week, that would be awesome.
Let's call it for next week, guys. I will
Good deal.
check this real quick before we get off air here. I want to thank everybody who viewed us, Gary, and then the guys
Gary.
playing.
Hi, Gary. Bye, Gary.
Bye, Gary.
Let's do this. Okay, nobody is leveled this week. So there we go. We're on the 2nd. There we go. Okay, so next week we will do this again. We will start with you guys descending down the hole.
And hopefully Raleigh catches up.
Yeah.
So I have a clarification on that spell for you if
Yes,
you
sir.
want it. So the storm cloud is summoned 100 feet above you in the air. The lightning point where it hits can be anywhere 120 feet away.
Below
But
it.
the reason they do that, because you have to have the cloud, and the lightning travels from the cloud down to the point you target 120